Welcome back to The Lost Games. Today we talk about Legend of Legaia and why a highly rated series has yet to be seen again. Legend of Legaia is a turn-based role-playing game that was released for the classic PlayStation 1 console back in 1998. The game was published by Sony Computer Entertainment, who seem to have the most games on our list now that I think about it. Legaia was written by Hidenori Shibao, a writer, designer, and journalist famous for his work on Lennis Memories of an Ancient Machine, also known as Paladin's Quest for the Super Nintendo, released in 1992. Legend of Legaia was developed by Procyon, whom were in collaboration with Contrail Inc. Contrail Inc. was an internal production studio for Sony Computer Entertainment Inc., and their job was to oversee the development of several PlayStation games from external developers like Procyon. The game is fully 3D and included Japanese character voices during battle and a unique storyline. The game was in development since 1996 before it was finally released in 1998, selling more than 970,000 copies worldwide. As mentioned before, the combat is the conditional turn-based type, and the order of action is determined by each character's speed status and equipment. Damage is done through the game's tactical arch system, or TAS, where a player can specify the location of each attack, causing low and high strikes that can be crucial or beneficial depending on the opponent's equipment. Strings of attacks can cause combos known as arts, which are special combo attacks that deal higher damage. Characters also have the Spirit command that causes a character to defend and cut attacks by half while also regaining AP. On the magic side, we have both magic and summoning combined into one system. Upon defeating Seru, which is one of the main plots of the game, the character wearing a raw screw will absorb the essence of the Seru that they defeat, and this will allow them to summon that spell in combat. Lastly, the game also utilized an accessory skill system to where each party member can equip up to 3 accessories. This would allow each character to access special abilities, and these accessories can be mixed and matched to your choosing for strategic use. GamePro magazine gave the game 3 5 out of 5 scores for graphics, control, and overall fun factor. Also, a light novel was created by the name Legend of Legaia, released in 1999, published by Enix, now known as Square Enix, but it was only released in Japan. It followed the original story written by Shibao with notable differences. Next up, we have Legaia 2, which was also known as Legaia Dual Saga. This sequel was released in 2001 for the PlayStation 2, and it was also developed by Procyon and published by Sony and Eidos Interactive's Fresh Games. The sequel continued its traditional tactical art system and had several features which included mini-games and optional quests and challenges that you can take on. Another cool feature was camping. No, not like you do in your Battle Royale games. With this feature, characters can set up camps to rest where you can get to know the characters more and watch them interact. You can also prepare meals that you've learned, providing that you have the needed ingredients. The game was well received at first, but it did not sell or have the same impact as the first, as there was also not much advertising for the game. But there was also another reason, which is part of why there has not been another Legaia game since. So what happened? It's important to know that Shibao Hidenari was not the writer of the second game. The fact is, during the development of Legaia, Shibao had differences that he addressed to Sony about the approach they have towards their games. Shibao mentioned in an interview now in a book called The Untold History of Japanese Game Developers Volume 3 that the way they approach game affects the way writers and developers create original projects. He did not like the anime style voices, which he turned off whenever he played it personally. He also mentioned how there are many forced things placed into games like cute large eyes characters or battle voices, and that each game felt like a copy of each other game. It is actually a very interesting interview, and he gives a lot of details of who Contrail was and other things dealing with Sony. Unfortunately, Shibao was fired by Sony after this was out, and they still had the rights to the game, so they continued with their own teams of developers. Because of this, Legaia 2 received a lot of criticism for the storyline. Shibao also never played the sequel, stating that it was a knockoff and not a sequel. Sony Entertainment shut down Pro Keon after the sales and criticism of Legaia 2 and said goodbye to the project. Shibao and Sony never reconciled, and he sadly passed away in 2018. With this, it's safe to say another Legaia game would most likely never be released again. But I like to think that maybe out of respect for the hard work and dedication that he and the developers and even the fans of the game have, that maybe another game can be made in his memory, and if Sony does not like the idea, maybe they could pass it on to Nintendo, or perhaps find a way to somehow revive the series. So what are your thoughts on this now lost series, Legaia? Are you one of the many fans that would love to see the revival of these games? Leave your comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this on GameCircleTv. Thanks for watching, and remember, we may have lost these games, but we will never lose the memories and happiness that they bring us. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.